So the other day I watched a film. Two in particular. Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, I think, yeah. And I went into this film with high expectations because I've heard so many people say about how good it is and things like that. And I was disappointed. I watched this first film and I don't know whether it is because it's an older film that I didn't pick up on some of the cues which were plot stuff, and that might just be me. But going into this film, I was kind of confused about why it was so good, and partly because I wouldn't say I'm dumb, but when it comes to films and things like that, I'd say I'm not too bad in picking up the plot and like understanding some stuff. But this one, I was confused. There were some off comments about certain bits and pieces, and that would play a part in the plot, which I just didn't pick up on, or only realised after it had happened, and because I had to check on Wikipedia to check what the hell was going on with this film because I was confused. But anyway, I'm going to give a little bit rant for a bit. But anyway, just letting you know there will be spoilers for Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 because I can't not give spoilers if I'm trying to do this. Okay, but anyway, so the first film I was skeptical about, but I like Harrison Ford as an actor, and also the whole kind of setting and the concept I thought was very interesting. My main issues with this film was the fact that the character itself, I like the whole idea of the replicants because you couldn't tell if they were human unless they were to do this test, and there was that in the end of it there's this whole ambiguity of whether Deckard's a replicant or not, which I think is fine being left open. I don't need that to be I'm fine with that basically. But then you have these other replicants that have come to Earth, and there's no. I know the first character that you see on the video was in this place, answering the test, and then ends up shooting the dude and trying to escape. And they would talk about the fact that he was looking for these pictures because these pictures remind him of the memories that he will have been given to him because they've only got a 4-year lifespan. And so the memories that are given to them, because they feel they've been alive for ages, that's why one of the main characters, I can't remember her name, but she was not told she was a replicant because she had memories given to her from someone else's memories given to her, so she felt like she's been alive for ages. And so people tie these back to pictures because these pictures help remind them that these help solidify the fact that those memories might be real. And I understand that, that's fair. So that character went in. But what I don't understand is the bit. So these replicants go to meet this dude with the eyes to learn about something. I might have missed some bits here, but it didn't. Yeah, no. They went and spoke to this dude, and they were trying to learn about something. I think they were the people that made their eyes or something, and they were trying to work out who commissioned him to do that to then get. And then he tells them of someone else's name. Some dude that lives in the weird, creepy house. And so they go to him. And then they convince this character with the weird, creepy doll things, which I don't know what that was for. Like, it was more. It's supposed to do with, like, genetic. Not like genetic, but like trying to create people. It's like early models of the replicants, these, like, dolls. But yeah, and it's a weird house, weird scene to take place in it. And then they go to him, get him to take them to their boss, the ones that created them, and then I don't know, like, he says he can't give him more life, so he kills him. And that's fair. No, I don't want where they give him there. And then they come back to that guy's house, and Deckard, the dude that's been trying to get to the like since the beginning, like who's basically the the Blade Runner, which is someone that's supposed to basically a detective that hunts down these revenants. I don't know what. I forgot the name now. I used it earlier, but now I have no idea. But basically, they got to go and dispose of these like things that look like humans, and so he gets there to this building. They start fighting him. He kills the woman, which is one of them, and then there's one left. And this dude, for some reason, he sticks like a screw through his hand, and I don't know what that's supposed to be for. And then he takes off all his clothes and is just in shorts and shoes, and chases him round like this house. The Deckard sticks his hand, is like trying to shoot, and then he was walking up a corridor, and the guy grabs his hand through a wall, pulls it through, and then breaks his fingers on his right hand, so he can't hold the gun. He can only do it in it, which he can still do it in his left, but he's probably not as good a shot. But then, yeah, and then Deckard tries to escape, gets up onto the roof of the building, is being followed by this dude, jumps from one building to another, and then the dude, he jumps to the other building, he's hanging on, the other dude gets to him, jumps to the other building, looks down at him, is speaking to him, he then falls, but the Revenant, I can't remember what it's called, but he catches him and lifts him back up onto the building. He gives his speech, and then he just dies, which I'm confused about, because yes, he's stuck a needle through his hand, so he's probably in pain, but I know they only get a 4-year lifespan, so is that the end of his lifespan? And if so, why was there not more obvious, like, pointers? I'm gonna have to do a rewatch because I don't understand what was going on here. But yes, you have that famous speech at the end, but I didn't understand why he died then. I felt it was a bit like, I was like, oh, okay, fair. And it's just that as that was the ending of the movie, then I was confused, because I was like, my main issue with this is that I felt there were some key like themes in terms of what makes us human, because of if it can't be if it's memories, then these other things are human as well. And so I understand these kind of themes, but I felt they let it control the narrative too much, that I didn't understand what was going on, and it just felt a bit off. And that, like I said, that might be because of the fact that it was made in, I can't remember when it was made, late 80s, or was it late 80s? I don't know. Or late 70s. No, it wouldn't be late. I don't know. Anyway, that was my issue with that one. You had some moments which were a bit confusing, as well as stuff that just didn't make sense at all, and I was just left. Okay, so if we transition over to the second film, Blade Runner 2049, I'd have to say I understood this film more, and that's one of the main reasons I'm saying that the original Blade Runner, that's why I'm saying that one might be because of the time it was made. It's not ridiculously old, but just some of the cinematic stuff is now easier to do nowadays, and so that might have played an issue in the kind of translation. But this second one I understood more. I liked it. It was a bit long, with not a lot of stuff happening. I liked Ryan Gosling's character. I like that whole relationship with him and the kind of AI woman. But like I said, it's already being based on concepts that I didn't really understand. I felt they did a better job of the ending of the movie, where Ryan Gosling's character, like Kay or Joe, which was the name he chose, when he dies. But it does play on the whole is he human, is he not kind of thing, which adds for a decent bit of narrative. But it was kind of confusing. It looks nice, this one. Visually, I would say visually it's amazing. Very well done. And some of the fight scenes were pretty good. But it's just based on concepts which were a bit off already. And then this one introduces, and it's just a bit... It's one of those films that I'm probably not going to rewatch this film again, because I understood it. But it just, not a lot happened or for it to be as exciting. But I can't keep hating on these films because I've got to give some kind of positives here. And so I would say that they create an interesting debate on what it means to be human, as well as just some great world building with this whole sci-fi kind of city, especially with it because they've leaned heavily into the Japanese culture because they're aware of that part going to take over in terms of it's when things move to that, and I thought that was quite cool. And I really like those, and it's made me think about sci-fi in general. And so this kind of video is here to explain ask you guys something, and it basically is, would you like to see sci-fi on the channel? So I've got sci-fi novels to do as well, so it would be like fantasy and sci-fi, and not just like books. I've got sci-fi films as well. But basically, is that something you guys would be interested in? Because I don't know, I enjoy sci-fi and I've watched these films, and although not being great films, they've just made me realise that some sci-fi can be quite good, and that if you guys would like to see that, I'd like to be able to make some sci-fi videos, which this being the first one, can be the tester one. If you guys like this video, probably won't all be hating on popular films, but I really want to be able to do some of this stuff on the channel. Anyway, if you would like to speak to me or any others about the books or this film or any other films, I've got a Discord channel, go check that one out. I'll leave a link for that down in the description below. I'll also leave a link for the 2 films as well down there, because why not, for the Amazon Associates link. And then if you've got any comments, or if you'd like me to do this or sci-fi on the channel, leave them in the comments section. And below me will be a channel link to subscribe, so go do that if you want to see more content from me. And over there will be a video chosen by the YouTube algorithm, so go check that one out. I don't know what it is, might be good. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.